A hearty good evening to you, wherever you may be. It is time once again for the Champion Brothers, ChampCast, Bubba's Big Broadcast, or
Let's talk some Southern gospel.
would you look, right over there's Neal.
And Chris found his way back right over there.
Yes, we are so excited because we are literally just days away from one of the best concerts that we have had since we started this. We're in, our 5th year now, I think it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we are so excited to tell you that none other than the Chuck Wagon Gang is coming to the Fayette Civic Center this Saturday night, March 7th at 6 p.m. We'll open the doors at 5. At 6 o'clock, Chosen Witness and Faithful Friends will sing a few. And then the majority of the evening is going to be dedicated to the Chuck Wagon Gang. And we are so excited to have them in Fayette, Alabama this coming Saturday night.
Indeed.
Free admission. I had somebody call me today and was asking about it and wanted to know how much it was to get in. I said, nothing. And they drove off the road, it sounded like. But we will give you an opportunity to contribute if you are so inclined, but don't let that stop you from coming. Just come on and enjoy a great evening with the Chuck Wagon Gang. We are looking so forward to that. And I'm also pleased that tonight we have a special guest.
Spatial.
Yes. And this time I may mean Spatial, but
What?
would you look at here? I'm going to put him on the screen and I'm going to do some shuffling around. Look, it's Josh Garner of the Chuck Wagon Gang is here with us tonight. Yes, indeed. They're going crazy.
Yes, they are.
How in the world are you, my friend? Wait a minute. It's always something. There we go. Now we should be able to hear you. No, see, now he's just moving his mouth, messing with us.
Are you listening to me?
I am listening.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me.
It's like
all right, I'm going to start
Verizon.
over. We are the champions, my friend.
There you go.
I tell that story every time that I hear that song. I couldn't convince my wife to let us walk down the aisle to that when we got married. But anyway.
I've got a very similar story from the same band. I wanted, as we were walking out after the ceremony, walking out of the church, I wanted them to play "You're My Best Friend." You remember that one?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have it. Oh,
My.
Wedding's not fellas.
And my daughter's got one coming up here in just a couple of weeks. So here we go again. So
hey, let me say this right off the bat.
Okay.
Chris, I've known you longer, but Neal, I've always considered you the superior champion brother. I just wanted to say that.
I'll second that motion.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take that. I'll accept that as a compliment, I think.
I have said it many, many times, whether he's my brother or not. I have not met a finer man than Neal Champion in my lifetime. So,
I mean, to tell you that what a pressure that is.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
Well, man, we are looking so forward to you and the Chuck Wagon Gang coming to Fayette this Saturday night.
I just want to know what took so long. 5 years?
Well,
and
we had to weed through and, start if we were graphing it, I don't know where my finger is, but, it would go up.
Okay.
Because we started with Scoot Shellnut and them, and it went up
Oh,
from
it's
there.
definitely up from there.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
But man, we are, like I said, we're just so excited that y'all are coming. It's been, I ran into you at Quartet Convention. I went there last September for the first time in about 20 years and got to chat with you a little bit. And I hadn't seen you in forever since then. But
how'd I look?
You look great. You look just like you do now. It's like you're
in my look fat?
Do what?
Did my stomach make me look fat?
No.
Okay, just check.
We're all amongst big boys. We're good,
for sure.
Yeah, indeed. I like it.
Hey, we want to also encourage folks that are dropping by, drop a comment in there. Let us know that you are watching and listening. It's always good to see and hear from all the folks. And even if you're watching this later on, if you're not watching us live, still drop a comment in there. We'd love to see who is stopping by. Like Robert Mallory says, "Good evening, brothers.
Mm-hmm.
One of my classmates from dear
Wow.
old Millport High. Benita Moshe Swan says, walking down the aisle would have been epic. I know, but I couldn't convince her of it. And Brad Shackelford says, evening, boys. That's a part of
Brad.
Faithful Friends right there. And I don't know if you can see that picture, Josh, but that Brad's like us. He's into some good eating now.
I
So.
like it. What's he going to feed us Saturday?
Do what?
I said, sign him up. What's he going to feed us Saturday?
I don't know. Ain't no telling. Now that you've put it out there, he'll probably bring something. So
I don't care if we sing. I just want to eat.
I'm with you on that. Well, kind of reset because everybody's familiar with the Chuck Wagon Gang and been around celebrating the 90th anniversary this year. Isn't that right? And kind of bring us up to date on who's in the Chuck Wagon Gang these days, and there's still that connection to the beginning.
That's right. In the fourth generation now, Shay Smith is the great granddaughter of Dad Carter, who started the group way back in the 1930s. They actually started singing, before on the radio and locally, but they made their first recording in 1936. So that's why we're considering this the 90th anniversary. And we've got some very special things planned for that. But Shay Smith, now, like I said, fourth generation. Her grandmother was the famous alto Anna that everybody loves so much. And of course, her grandfather, Howard Gordon, played the guitar for the group. But Shay's got the group now and carrying it on, still in that Carter family. And it's pretty incredible to last this long. A continuously traveling group, 90 years, that's just incredible, unheard of. So it's real cool to be a part of that history. And then, of course, our soprano, young lady named Melissa Kemper from Groveton, Texas. She's been with the gang a couple of different times, totaling over 20 years that she spent with the group, a fan favorite everywhere that we go. And then we've got a couple newer fellows. We found a young man up in central Illinois to sing bass and play the guitar. His name is Nick Poe. He actually, his hometown is an hour and a half away from my hometown. I grew up in southern Illinois. A lot of people don't know that. But so we've got a lot of home connections, and it was really neat for him to come on board, a young man that has a rich history in bluegrass music. Had to learn a lot of songs real quick. But he's fit like a glove with the Chuck Wagon Gang, doing a great job. And then just recently, we went down to the assisted living home in Phoenix City, Alabama, and found an old codger to play bass for us. So we've got he's actually a retired policeman. Can you believe that?
Wow.
So we've got a retired policeman in the group. And I tell people all the time, before he came with us, see, I've never traveled with women before. I was always a male quartet guy. You guys know that. And when you travel with women, you tend to be late for everything. I get an amen from the husbands usually when I say that. But now that we have a police officer in our group, we're not late for anything. We can drive as fast as we want to. It's amazing. So you'll love this. The second trip he took with us, we went to Oklahoma, and he was driving, and out there they have 75 and 80-mile-an-hour speed limits. I mean, he was like a kid in a candy store. He was flying all over that state. So we just hanging on for your life. But we're glad to have Roger Newman with us playing the upright bass now, and that's the current Chuck Wagon Gang, and it's a good group. I tell you what, we got a good lineup, some great talent, and making some great music as always. And looking forward to seeing you folks in Fayette.
And the tenor singer ain't bad either. So
There you go.
It's pretty good. It's hard. It's hard to call myself a tenor singer. And the only reason they do that is because, with mixed groups, it's different. The arrangement is soprano, alto, tenor, bass. Well, I've been a lead singer in a male quartet my whole career. So to call myself a tenor, knowing I'm not a true tenor by any stretch of the imagination, it's weird. But the worst part about it, I'll never win a Singing News Fan Award as long as I'm a tenor in a mixed group. It's always going to go to the male quartet. So, what do you do? I'm going to create awards.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be the leader of your write-in campaign.
All right.
Hey, let's say hey to some more folks right quick. Billy Shaw checking in, saying good evening, gentlemen.
Hey.
David Scott is checking in as well. He says, good evening. Y'all are sounding great in McCalla, Alabama. And this is one I don't know if I should put up or not, but Evan Bradford checking in with us. Says he wants to know who your favorite fill-in bass player that's also filled in for you vocally that strangely has the same haircut. So And he also says, blessings, brothers, for
Yeah,
interviewing the loosest cannon in gospel music. So,
I don't know who that young man is, but it sounds like he needs prayer and the Lord, and
yes.
hope that he gets saved soon. I really do.
Oh, I'm hoping that the Bradford clan will be there on Saturday night. I'm looking for them to, but
We
sure
love that.
hoping for it.
We love that family. He only got to sing for me because I was at the Memphis Quartet show doing the Florida Boys reunion last year,
Yeah.
and lo and behold, they booked a date that I just couldn't be at.
Yeah.
So Evan, he went and sang for me. I'm still waiting for the video. Avery promises me she's got video, but I've not seen it to this day. And she's a fine singer herself. She has filled in for Shay multiple times now. Uh, and after doing so, we came to discover she's actually a soprano. So we're going to call on her. If Melissa ever goes down, we'll call on her to fill in on soprano too. So a very talented family. We love that bunch. Bradford's are great people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just chimed in. Mama says the Bradford clan plans to be there, and Evan
All right.
also
Good.
says we have plans to be there. So there you go.
Smart aleck kid.
I'm telling you. And I guess this is a good time as any to put in a plug for their show too, Southern Gospel Forward. They were on last night, had Danny Funderburk and a wonderful show there. So if
Wait a
you get a
minute.
chance, what?
I thought that was for young people.
Well, it is, but I still tell you, every once in a while a young person will come by.
Danny Funderburk, bless, he's got an autographed Bible. He's so old.
Oh
Good.
yes, you're talking about the guests. Well, apparently I think they have old guests. I guess I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
It's
Did
their
you know
show; they can do what they want to. So.
Danny, his favorite rock group is Mount Rushmore? Did you know that? I'm not old. I love that.
Yes, as do we. All right, so let's talk about this latest album that
Yeah.
Chuckwagon Gang has put out.
Have
And
you
I
listened
want
to
to do what?
Have you listened to it?
Well, yeah.
You better have. It's
I'm gonna
phenomenal.
I'm gonna expand on it a little bit more a little bit later. But
Okay.
the first song that I've got queued up to play is If God Can Save Paul, because it kicks off in just the classic what everybody knows as the Chuckwagon Gang sound with just the
That's
strum
right.
of the chord. But
That's it.
tell us a little bit about that song.
That song came to us from our producer, Jerry Sally. He co-wrote it with a couple other bluegrass fellas, and gives our bass singer a little bit of chance to step out and do a couple little pickup lines. It's funny, the Chuckwagon Gang historically doesn't feature the bass singer much, but when they do, those tend to be the most popular songs. Echoes from the Burning Bush and some of those other great ones that have the bass lines. So Nick's got a chance to shine a little bit, but this is a story song,
Let's
and
listen to
it's
it.
a great message.
Here's the
Listen.
Chuckwagon Gang, and if God can save Paul.
A leader of the Jewish faith, Paul knew the old law well. He hated Christians and the message that they had to tell. When Stephen stood accused, Paul watched him stoned to death. They laid his garments at Paul's feet when Stephen drew his final breath. Well, Paul was on a mission and his hatred overflowed when he saw a flash from heaven traveling down Damascus Road. And after 3 long days and nights, God restored his sight. But it took going blind for Paul to finally see the light.
And if God can save Paul,
He can save us all.
if God can save Paul,
He can save us all. There's nothing we have done, there's nothing we can do to deserve the grace and mercy that waits for me and you.
and if God,
And if God can save Paul, He can save us all. Friend, if you feel defeated and convinced that Satan's won, believing you can't be forgiven for the things you've done. Just when it seems all hope is lost, drowning in your sin, think of Paul and recall what God did for him.
And if God can save Paul,
He can save us all.
if God can save Paul,
He can save us all. There's nothing we have done, there's nothing we can do to deserve the grace and mercy that waits for me and you.
and if God,
And if God can save Paul, He can save us all.
and if God can save Paul,
He can save us all.
if God can save Paul,
He can save us all. There's nothing we have done, there's nothing we can do to deserve the grace and mercy that waits for me and you.
and if God,
And if God can save Paul, He can save us all.
and if God,
And if God can save Paul, He can save us all.
The Chuckwagon Gang off of their latest album called Made to Live Forever, and If God Can Save Paul. Hey, look, there's Josh Gardner. He is our special guest this evening. Now, wait a minute. Did you change shirts during that song?
Me?
What?
That's probably a good idea. I'll come up with a different outfit every time we take a break.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But the Chuckwagon Gang are going to be our special guests this Saturday night at 6 o'clock at the Fayette Civic Center. And the strangest thing happened. And during that song, we had a mystery guest to enter the building.
Really?
So, mystery guest, enter and sign in, please. Look at there. It's Scoot Shellnut. Mania.
I'm digging.
I wore this just for you, Josh.
That's my man right there. You are beautiful.
Thank you. And
Oh,
you are there.
thank you.
And we are brave.
Yeah. Josh, I don't know if you're at this point in your life yet where you have to hold things way out to see it.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting there.
Well, either scoot your chair back or stretch your arm out. One of the two. I can't take this
What?
anymore.
Okay, let's see.
No, not like that. Don't do a Singletary on me.
What? You guys, you make it difficult on a fella.
I know it. But
I'm like-
that's the way it goes sometimes.
And
Scoot,
my
how
life,
are you?
Man, I'm good.
All right.
I'm doing good. I'm better now that Josh's face is that much farther away. That's great. Fantastic.
terrible. That's mean spirited.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just the way it is. But Neal, you didn't know about this, did you, or did you?
I did not. No,
Okay.
I
I
was gonna say,
thought
we're-
I'd just spring one
we are
on you because
brave.
Neal usually sets everything up as far as what we're going to play and all that. And we were talking about it the other day, and he said, "Why don't you just put this one together?" And I was like, "Okay." So I just pulled a bunch of stuff that I wanted to hear. And then I got to thinking about it. You know, Josh Garner sings tenor with the Chuckwagon Gang. And that's what he says. And
Kind
you
of, sort of.
Yeah. And he said it a while ago, you know, he said, I'm never a tenor singer. I beg to differ.
Oh
I
yeah,
wanna
me
take
too.
you-
He's filled in at tenor with us on a
Yes.
handful of occasions.
I saw him singing Roll On Jordan just the other day on the YouTube-ish. So,
He did a good job.
I'll do anything for money, fellas.
And my favorite version of Josh singing tenor on YouTube is "Standing by the River."
really?
Look that one up.
Well,
That's
It's
my all-time greatest moments, I believe.
that's one of my favorites. Me
I've
and
never heard-
Gerald Williams and Andrew Ishii.
Scoot, you're reading my mind. Are
Explode
y'all
like-
ready for this? Here we go.
listening to the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been sung to.
Mercy.
Oh man,
I put that
I
in the
came
cold
across
sweat.
that the other day, and I was like, "No, I got to play that. That's just worth the trip right there."
Mm-hmm.
And then I get to thinking about it so much as far as Josh can sing anything, we know that. Scoot can sing anything, you know that. Jonathan Sawrey, I don't think has ever had as much hair as he did in that picture. I think he had let it grow out for about 1.5 years there, and had it all piled up and gelled up. Gerald is just Gerald, singing as good today at 92, I think,
I think so, yeah.
as he did 18.5 years ago on that video, and the previous 50 or 60 before that. And Ishi's just Ishi, there's no explanation there necessary. But Scoot, I felt sorry for you on that video. I just
Why
want
is
to tell
that?
you that. Because you didn't know what to do with your hands.
No, I had no idea.
Had you ever
No
sung?
idea.
You've never sung much without holding the bass guitar, have
I
you?
know. Yeah, I'm completely lost without that bass in my hand most of the time.
Yeah. But I was like, bless his heart, Scoot don't know what to do with his hands. Boys, let's put in a plug right quick. Neal, you want to tell them what's coming up Saturday night first?
I'm talking this Saturday night in Fayette, Alabama. The Chuck Wagon Gang is coming. I know y'all may not believe it, but they are. I promise you, they're going to be there. We're going to start at 6 o'clock. It ain't going to cost you to get in. That Randall that sings with us, he always wants me to say, but it'll cost you to get out. But we're not going to say that. It ain't going to cost you to get out either. Just come on, plan on having a good time, plan on being blessed, and you will. We will give you an opportunity to give to help see that these singings do continue. But we just want you to come and be a part. As Chris said, chosen witness, faithful friends will sing a few just to get it rolling. And then we're going to have a night of the Chuck Wagon Gang. So come, be there. The Fayette Civic Center right there in Fayette, Alabama. And I'll say this, since Scoot joined us, he holds the record. Dixie Echoes hold the record. They've been with us more than anybody. They've been with us 3 times there at Fayette. And so we'll have to see if the Chuck Wagon Gang can catch up with them on that. But yeah, come Saturday night and enjoy the Chuck Wagon Gang.
You were saying something, Josh?
I couldn't believe somebody had them back.
Believe it or not, I'm the guy.
Oh, they're good. They're good and sick of us by now.
Yeah.
And I wanted to also spin off of that and say, I don't know how many times that the Chuck Wagon Gang has been an opening act, but y'all are going to be the opening act for the Dixie Echoes, because they're going to be just down the road from us in Belk, Alabama, on the following Saturday night.
That's right.
At 7 o'clock at the Belk Community Center. So
my wife goes to Belk all the time.
Do what?
Another place, Scoot. Another place.
Oh, different. Is that
you're talking about the store.
Place.
Yeah. Okay. But y'all put that one on your calendar too. Come and enjoy the Chuck Wagon Gang this Saturday, and then next Saturday, run down the street there to Belk. It's just about 8 or 10 miles. I guess, what is that, Neal? Southwest of Fayette.
There you go.
And there, they've got a neat little community center there, and that's going to be at 7 o'clock. But Jeff Long is bringing the Dixie Echoes to town, so I'm looking forward to that. I think y'all may have a new addition with you too, don't you, Scoot?
Yeah, we do. I just hired a tenor last week, matter of fact. After a full-time tenor. Yeah, Josh wouldn't come with us, so we had to go somewhere else and find somebody.
Ain't too high.
You can't hang with the old man?
Not anymore. Hung it up.
So yeah, I wanted to mention that too, and also, Scoot, you've got I guess, a directly indirect connection to the Chuck Wagon Gang that your wife has sung with them before too,
Yeah,
right?
she
And
did. She
booked
sung
for them
for
and all that.
3 or 4 years, and now she does their booking and keeps Josh fed. Uh, keeps giving him a paycheck.
Josh is in favor of that. He's already gone on the record saying he'll do anything for money. So,
Yeah. But
Hey, is
there's
Go ahead.
one more though, Chris. Right? We got 3 legendary concerts in a row. Right, coming to the area.
oh yeah. Tell them about the other one.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put the sign up.
On the 7th, we got Chuck Wagon Gang. On the 14th, we got the Dixie Echoes in the area. And then on the 21st, the Blackwood Brothers are coming to Fayette, Alabama at
Yeah.
Concord Baptist Church. I mean, this is great. I hope that since the Champion Brothers are bringing them back, maybe everybody will start bringing them back. And that's just what we wanted when we started these concerts.
Yeah.
So they're going to start at 6 o'clock at Concord Baptist and that's Saturday, March the 21st. Plan to be there and see the legendary Blackwood Brothers.
Yep. So we just eat up with legends here in Fayette 3 Saturdays in a row. So
That's
right.
3 of the longest running groups in gospel music, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. It's
No
amazing that they're in our area 3 weeks straight. Yep.
Josh, I told you that I wanted to go back and play some Florida Boy stuff. That's when I first met you. And you're the only person that I've ever met that when I met them, all they wanted to talk about was me being the voice of Day Wind soundtracks. And I've never forgotten that. That's when I can't remember where it was, but when I first met you, I don't think I even told you my name. You just heard my voice and said, "You're the guy on the Day Wind soundtrack."
and that was my training ground.
I was glad I could be there for you.
Yeah.
But I want to go back and play a couple of Florida Boy songs just because it's our show and we can play what we want to. And I love these 2 songs. But talk a little bit about your time with the Florida Boys, and then we'll play When I Lay My Burdens Down, if that's all right.
For that, I got to spend 8 wonderful years with that Hall of Fame quartet. I joined them when I was 19 years old, and for the first year, I was scared to death because I'm singing in place of Les Beasley. I mean, he was the godfather of gospel music, and his voice had failed him for quite a while, and it was a good move to bring somebody else in. And I can only say that because number one, he's dead, and number two, he acknowledged that himself. You know, the famous story is when Scott Howard was with Legacy Five. He went up to Les, the quartet convention, and said, "Boys, the group sounds really good now that you quit singing." And Les looked at Scott. He said, "Yeah, have you considered doing the same?"
Sounds like him.
I had a wonderful time. What an incredible learning experience. And I don't think that you'll ever see another situation like that where you have 3 Hall of Famers in that group for that long. The 3 that I'm speaking of course, Les Beasley, Glenn Allred, and Darrell Stewart. They spent over 50 years together, 60 years total for the group. And what an incredible experience. I learned so much and got to see the whole country with them. And Canada, different parts of Central America through the cruises and things like that. It was amazing. And we had some really good talent. Of course, Gene McDonald, still my dear close personal friend. Just talked to him yesterday, in fact, that held down the bass part there. And then Alan Cox sang tenor when I joined. And then later on, Harold Reed came in, did a fantastic job. And we made some really good music together. We really did. But the song you mentioned in particular is special to me because I had never heard the song before until the Grand Ole Gospel reunion in Greenville, South Carolina, that Charles Waller produced one year. Well, he did it many years, but one year he did something really unique. I forget exactly, something about In the Shadows. And what he did, he put a curtain up and had a spotlight from behind, and he would have different guys get behind the curtain and pantomime to a song as if it was, in this case, the old Oak Ridge Quartet singing that song when I lay my burdens down. And if my explanation didn't give you an idea of what I'm talking about, just go back and find it. He did it with several songs, but it was really cool. And I heard that song and I immediately said, I got to do that. Of course, Smitty Gatlin was one of the greatest lead singers of all time, and certainly a hero of mine. Tried to steal as much as I could from him, but we did an album with just piano, and did a lot of the old hymns and favorites, but Les allowed me to include this song, and it turned out tremendous, and it was a crowd favorite every time we did it, and I miss singing it. I really do. It's a great song.
Let's go back to 2004 when they recorded it on the Something to Remember album, The Florida Boys, When I Lay My Burdens Down.
When I lay my burden down, someday receive a crown that will never fade away. Tears are hearts bleed no more inside. When I lay my burden down, someday. When I lay my burdens down, someday I'll say hello to many friends of yesterday. Heaven's gates will open wide. Receive me on the other side. When I lay my burden down, someday, gone will be the king of life I have known. Joy will take their when to heaven I have flown. So a pilgrim I will stay and be faithful all the way till I lay my burden down someday.
The singing machine that is Josh Garner and the Florida Boys, When I Lay My Burdens Down, here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Boy, y'all's been sung to now, hadn't you? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's on me. I forgot to unmute you again.
I wish you'd quit doing that to me.
I know it. Well, right. I may be the only person in the world that can stop Josh from being heard right now. So
I said, my word, that was good. I forgot how good I am.
yeah. Like Glenn used to say, you just seem hear you sing as anybody, hadn't you?
Right.
Scoot, I want to ask you, and Neal, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm just dominating this, and I shouldn't.
That's exactly what I want. Keep on.
But you told me to put this together, and so I did.
And this is what happens when you tell Chris to put it together. So.
Well, yeah, I
Go
know. So I'll hush in a little bit. But Scoot, I know y'all have had a special relationship with the Florida Boys through the years too, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They were all like family to us. Well, to me, Les lived 3 miles from my house, and I'd go over there with Dad and help him work on the buses and computers and everything else. So we were all just very close. And when Josh and Gene and all of them were there, we'd go out and eat about every week, or play golf, or do something. So
And
all
I'd
like
be
brothers.
remiss if I didn't mention Miss Frances, Les's widow, passed away just here recently too, didn't she?
Yeah, she did this past week.
Yeah. So hated to hear that, but you know what
She
they
was a
say.
very, very sweet and classy lady. She was always upbeat and always so nice to everyone she ever came in contact with.
Josh, any memories you want to share of Miss Frances?
I shared it on Clark's post, but it's true. She raised up a lot of quartet men through the years. She was Mama Francis for sure, and I'd give anything. Here we go with food again, but I'd give anything for a plate of her tomato gravy biscuit right now.
Well, I won't play another Florida Boy song again just because I want to. It's always been one of my favorites that Josh was on with them. The a cappella song, Stand By Me.
Oh, yeah.
Any special memories about that one, Josh?
Yes, but I can't share it. I would, but there are still living parties that probably wouldn't appreciate the whole story. But one of these days, I've got a secret manuscript going on all the time, and there will be a released probably after I'm gone. But no, this actually, Les had an old arrangement of the Jordanaires doing this song, and we pretty well copied it note for note, um, as closely as we could. And of course, those guys, A team studio singers, they sang behind everybody, Elvis and who knows how many different artists, but just a tremendous arrangement. I still say to this day, this is what brought the Florida Boys back. There were a period of years where maybe I don't know if the popularity waned, but definitely the sound did, through Les's vocal troubles and things like that. And we did this. This was the second Gaither taping that I was a part of with the group. The first one we did was a Christmas program at the Alabama Theater in Birmingham on the hottest single recorded day in Birmingham's history. Did a Christmas video in June. We're all wearing sweaters and coats, and it was miserable outside. I'll never forget that. But the second taping was the Freedom Band taping, and a couple, actually 3 or 4, 5 videos came out of that session. But we got up and did 2 songs that day, and this was the second song we did. And I'll never forget the feeling in that room when we got done singing Stand By Me, and then all the comments that came from our peers afterwards, like, this is incredible. And I'm so honored to be a part of that and to help bring the Floor Boys that level of excellence back that they had for so many years. My favorite comment, Les always says those last few years that we sang, he said, it's the best group I ever had and the least amount of money I ever made. So go figure.
Let's go back to 2000. I wish I'd have pulled that video now that you were referring to, but let's go back to the original recording from 2000 off the I'm Forgiven album, The Florida Boys, and Stand By Me.
When the storms of life are raging, stand by me, stand by me. When the storms of life are raging, stand by me, stand by me. When the world is tossing me like a ship upon the sea, thou who ruleth wind and water, stand by me, stand by me. stand by me when I'm growing old and feeble. Stand by me, stand by me when my life becomes a burden and I'm nearing chilly Jordan. Oh, thou lily of the valley, stand by me, stand by me.
The Florida Boys and Stand By Me here on the Champion Brothers broadcast this evening. We got a house full of guests. This may be one of the, I don't know, have we ever had two on at the same time, Neal? I don't know.
Maybe once, not twice, no.
Yeah.
Maybe once the other time.
I'm glad you picked the show to bring somebody else in. Was I not entertaining enough for you, Chris?
Well, you know, what is it?
I'm
they
always
say?
having to bail Josh out.
Yeah. At some point, you got to have some guardrails. And I couldn't think of a better guardrail for you than a Scoot Shell Nut. So,
Well, hey, since you talked about Scoot and you played that song, the first half of that was led by, I've said this publicly and privately, the greatest singer I've ever seen beside stage. Glenn and H. Allred. The only man I know without a middle name. It's just the letter H. That man, I miss him terribly. I miss all the guys, but Glenn was special, and I know he was special to RD there. And one of the great thrills of my life was just last year when we were able to do the Florida Boys tribute at the Memphis Quartet show. And I don't know if you've seen that online or not, Chris, but you really, and Neal, I'm sorry, I don't mean to leave you out, but you're so bad, I forget you're there. No. But go back on, it's on YouTube. There's a couple different versions of it. Wow. I mean, I don't know what we do, almost an hour or so.
Yeah, roundabout almost an hour.
We
It
just
was
sang and told some stories and paid tribute to those men that they created more careers for different groups by exposing them on national television through the Gospel Singing Jubilee. They don't hardly get the credit they deserve for their impact on gospel music, I don't think. But telling where our music would be had it not been for the Florida Boys and the Gospel Singing Jubilee and all the groups that took part, like the Dixie Echoes and the Happy Goodman Family and so on and so forth. But I appreciate you playing that music again. It's nice to hear. I haven't heard that in a long time, so thank you for that.
And for the record, Neal was in the building.
Yeah, I was going to say
I wasn't, but Neal was.
That was a marvelous set. I was there live and in living color, and it
Okay,
was
great.
fantastic. Yes.
And Scoot, I know we've had you on before, and you've talked about Glenn, but you know, y'all had a mighty special relationship too, didn't you?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, my granddad was Daddy Paul Vincent, and Glenn and Daddy Paul, they were very similar in a lot of ways. You know, they were both just grandfatherly to me. Glenn, like I say, I grew up around him and always tried to imitate him when I was singing baritone part, and just as you heard on that album right there, he didn't need a tuner. He didn't need any fixing. He got in there and sang perfect every time. I never heard him miss, even live on any stage. He was just incredible, and an incredible guy, just the nicest human being on earth.
Finest Christian man I've ever known.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to be around him and interview him several times, and I think I've said this before, but when it comes to, and I started to say baritone singers, but just singers, you know, there's Glenn Allred, and then there's everybody else, especially
Right.
the baritone part. But yeah, I just wanted to throw those couple in just because I love them and wanted to hear them again. So, well, let's talk about, Neal, something that's coming up real soon, as in this Saturday night. Tell them about it, Earl.
Oh, you talking about that that little group that's coming to Fayette, Alabama?
Yeah,
That
it's
night?
not the
Yeah,
it's not the revival of the Florida Boys, but something
it's not.
even better.
We got the world famous Chuck Wagon Gang coming to Fayette, Alabama this Saturday night. It's like I can't believe it's here. It's upon us. We're going to start at 6 o'clock right there at the Fayette Civic Center. I need all y'all to come that have come before. Bring at least 10 folks with you, and then let's just run out of room. What do you say? Let's just run out of space that night.
So
I know you'll have a great time. You'll be blessed with the ministry of the Chuck Wagon Gang. We'll start at 6, like I said, and won't cost you to get in, but just come. You'll have an opportunity to give so that we can continue having these concerts. But just come and be blessed. Fayette Civic Center this Saturday night, 7 o'clock. The Chuck Wagon Gang.
And then the following Saturday night in Belk, Alabama, the Dixie Echoes. Scooting him's going to be there at the Belk Community Center right there on Highway 96 in the community of Belk. That one will start at 7 o'clock. And if you want to jot those numbers down and call Jeff Long, and if you need any more information, you can get that. And then the Blackwood Brothers are going to be at Concord, just down the road here from Fayette, on Saturday, March 21st at 6 o'clock. So we are mighty blessed with a bunch of good gospel music coming real soon to the Fayette, Alabama area.
One thing I want to share, Chris, before I think we're going to play some Chuck Wagon Gang music now, aren't we?
Yes, yes.
Before we get totally away from the Florida Boys, I had one little story I wanted to share that ain't got nothing to do about anything that's been talked about, but I just want to tell it. And it's concerning Les Beasley.
Yeah.
One year at Quartet Convention, when it was in Louisville, a lot of times at night after the concerts, I believe it was the Executive Inn right there around the circle around it. They'd have a breakfast buffet there at the Executive Inn, I think it was. Well, we went over there one night afterwards, and it was a year that Mark was with us, Mark Jones. Now, Scoot knows Mark, so he can get a mental picture here. I don't know that Josh knows Mark, but if you don't, you've never met him, because once you meet him, you don't forget him. But Mark Jones, he played piano with me and Chris and my dad in our group for years and years, but Mark's a special individual, let me say. But he was there with us that year, and me and Mark got in line there at the breakfast buffet, and it was 2 lines, down each side of the place, and we was on one side, and we got up to a area where they had eggs Benedict on that breakfast buffet that night. And Mark gets up, you just got to know Mark, but he comes up to me and leans over to me, and right across from us was Les Beasley. He was right on the other side of the table from us. Also, Mark leans over to me and pointed down at those eggs Benedict and said, "Neal, what is that?" He didn't know what it was or what it was called. Before I could even say a word, Les Beasley leaned over the table and said, "It's ham, son." I'll never forget that. That was one of my Les Beasley moments right there.
Good.
It's ham, son.
It's ham, son.
Can I tell you my favorite Les Beasley story?
Absolutely.
I don't know. Can you?
Oh, yeah. So he's in his office one day. This was years and years and years ago. And a pastor from Rhode Island, or one of those really way up north states, called him at the office and said, "Brother Beasley, we'd like to have the Florida Boys in our church." He said, "Now, we don't have a lot of money, but we'll sure feed you real good." And Les says, "We're not hungry." I love it. How's him?
Well, if we're sharing Les stories, I got one too. I was it was at when they had the concerts at Opryland.
Yeah.
They'd have one Memorial Day and then one on Labor Day weekend. And that's when I was working at what was then called Solid Gospel, Singing News Radio now. And so I went out there and we were doing interviews with everybody. And back in like the green room or whatever, when one group would be on stage, I'd be back there interviewing another one. And one of the questions that they told me to ask Les was, what do you think has changed in gospel music in the last 10 years? And this was probably about, I don't know, 97, 98, somewhere along in there. And so I dutifully, got my little microphone and Les, what do you think, what has changed in gospel music in the last 10 years? And he said, just kind of looked at me for a second, and he said, "Ain't nothing changed." And I'm like, okay, well, we can't put that on air, but okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? He told the truth.
Wasn't wrong.
That's kind of, and I was reminded of that when I went to convention this year. It was like I hadn't been in 20 years. In one way, nothing had changed, and in another way, everything had changed. So I thought about Les a lot that week. So
I bet you did.
let's get back to some Chuckwagon Gang music. You want to, Josh?
Please.
We're playing some music off of that latest album. How about The Sooner the Better? Tell me about that one.
Ooh, that's a great one. Diane Wilkinson and Rebecca Peck, two of our greatest writers. Of course, Diane's gone on to be with the Lord, but she was a precious friend. And we got to do two of her songs. First time Chuckwagon Gang's ever recorded any of her music, as far as I know. But we did this one, and then the title cut was hers. But this is it's not exactly convention style in regards to, everybody going separate destinations or all that on the chorus, but it puts me in the mindset of an old time convention style song, but a great message talking about how with everything going on in the world around us, the sooner the better we as Christians can get out of this place and go to our home. We're ready to go. So great song.
Let's listen to it. The Chuckwagon Gang, and the sooner the better.
Days are darker, times are harder, signs are plain to see. Any moment we'll hear the trumpet, then we'll up and leave where heaven's joys are waiting. Christ appearing, surely is nearing, the church will fly away. So hallelujah morning, how we're longing for the dawning of that glorious day. The sooner the better, we're moving whenever Jesus calls us home. In the blink of an eye, we'll be saying goodbye to troubles here below. We'll leave this world of sorrows, try to imagine the beauty of heaven and the praises round the throne. The sooner the better, God's children have never been more ready to go. As we labor for the Savior, giving Him our all, we are waiting, watching and praying, listening for the call. We'll see our Lord in glory, tears and sadness then will vanish in that happy land where light is always shining. There's no question, our ascension is so close at hand. The sooner the better, we're moving whenever Jesus calls us home. In the blink of an eye, we'll be saying goodbye to troubles here below. We'll leave this world of sorrows, try to imagine the beauty of heaven and the praises round the throne. The sooner the better, God's children have never been more ready to go. The sooner the better, God's children have never been more ready to go.
The Chuckwagon Gang, and the sooner the better, here on the Champion Brothers broadcast this evening. Josh Gardner and Scoot Chillnut's our special guest this evening.
Very good stuff.
Yeah, you did it, didn't you?
I sure did.
Oh, yeah.
I've got this phone on reverse and everything's backward. So I apologize for shaking here tonight. But we've had a internet outage, so I'm having to use my phone, and my arms just aren't as long as I thought they were, fellas. You just deal with the close up. But yeah,
I was going to say, lean it up against something and back up.
but I with the scooter, but we'll do our best. And
So,
I apologize for my hair. It's been windier than a sack full of Democrats up here today.
oh, I should have been a little bit late, or should have been more prepared for that, and I could have dropped in a.
Here, here. Here, you don't say that on the radio, these boys. These boys.
Don't get no fight started this morning.
All right. It wouldn't be a visit with Scoot if we didn't put a hog reference in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Scoot, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh,
Apologies or congratulations, whatever's in it. But I want y'all to talk about each other's groups. Scoot, I want you to talk about the Chuckwagon Gang and just any memories, what it means to you, if they mean anything to you. But, you know.
well, like you say, I met my wife when she was with the Chuckwagon Gang, so they're pretty special to me.
Oh.
But no, I used to listen to them kind of at a distance. You know, when we'd work with them, I was just kind of, I was a kid and I didn't care much about anything going on but what we were doing. But I always kind of enjoyed them, just the traditional, as simple as you can get, very nice harmonies. And lately, about, I don't know, 10 years or so ago, 15 years ago, we had worked with them at the Grand Ole Gospel, and I just really started paying attention to some of their harmonies are very, very difficult. And even now with Josh, I can't believe Josh can sing some of that stuff, honestly. But no, they are as precision as it gets in gospel music, in my opinion. They're one of the few groups that they don't have to have a bunch of tracks or stacks or nothing. You put them up there with a guitar and a upright bass, and they can hang with anybody. And their songs they're singing now are great. Josh had played me some of that newest album before it was fully mixed and everything, and I thought, man, that's some really good stuff, and some of the best Chuckwagon Gang material I've heard in a long time.
All right, Josh, I'm going to flip it. I want you to talk about the Dixie Echoes.
I'm happy to. Like I said, I grew up in Southern Illinois, so I never saw the Dixie Echoes in concert growing up. And in fact, my first exposure to the group came through the Gaither video series when they came out with the Gospel Singing Jubilee collection. And oh my, were my eyes and ears opened by a gentleman named Dale Shellnut. That guy, you talk about shucking the corn. I don't know if there's ever been a more dynamic lead singer in our business and entertaining. Oh my goodness, he was incredible on stage. And I was immediately drawn to him on those videos. And then as the years progressed and I got my first taste of full-time gospel music, I had joined a group out of Mississippi, and we'd done several dates with the Dixie Echoes, which is where I really first got to know RD and the whole bunch, and just fell in love because they were what I liked. Classic, traditional male quartet singing. That's my love. It always will be, even though I'm in a mixed group now. But it'll never change. Is traditional male quartet music is always going to be my favorite. And the word that comes to mind with the Dixie Echoes is consistency. Even through all the different member changes, you've had a Shellnut in that group for well over 50 years now. And as long as either Dale or Randy and now RD is there's going to be a level of excellence, and there are no surprises. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's good to have something that is steady and consistent like that. And that's what they've always been to me. And I'm so glad that they're still going strong. And I'm excited to hear them now with this new acquisition. Hopefully this young man will stick around a while, and because we need some new music from them, whether it be brand new songs or recuts or whatever. But it's time for a new Dixie Echoes album. So I'm looking forward to the future for the group, and thrilled to have been able to experience even through video the past.
It's good. I didn't ask you when we were talking about the new edition. Does the young man have a name?
Yes, Jonathan Rigdon.
Okay.
And he's a Mississippi boy from Brandon, Mississippi, up close to Jackson.
Yeah. Good deal. So we're looking forward to hearing them a week from Saturday night. Now, we usually keep this at about an hour because that's about as long as me and Neal can stay awake at one time. But I'll ask both of you, can or will you stay around with us for a little while longer, or do you need to go? Or I know you probably got home duties you got to attend to. So.
Well, no, I got to go milk the chickens and do my taxes and wind some watches, but that's all. So.
Okay. We'll play some more Chuckwagon Gang music, and appreciate it if y'all want to hang on. And anytime you want to chime in, feel free.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Yes.
I want to say this. One of my favorite quartet albums is the Master's Voice album with Josh on it. Do you have any of that stuff?
I'm not sure, but I can go get it. So.
But that, if you can,
that's a
request. That's a request from me. Anything off of that album that's a great album. That of course has Tim Duncan on it also singing bass, and Tim Shelby and ex-Dixie Echo. So and Linwood Moore. Great album.
Well, I may go search for it while we're playing some other stuff and see if I can't put it on you before we get off here tonight. So, if not, we'll get it next time.
Well, I won't be on here next time, Chris.
Well, you never know.
Get it done.
You wasn't planning on being on here tonight until I texted you and said, "Hey, can you come on with us?" Like, you don't know if you don't ask. Worst you can say is, "No, I can't." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right." But so I don't know. We may do another one just to promote Belt next week, and you may have to come back. So Josh will be gone by then. We'll all forgot about him, so he ain't got to come back. We can just play music and poke fun at him all night. So
count me in.
Josh, I want to play a song that I believe you're featured on. That's
fine.
Yeah, I know. When All I Can Cry Is Holy. Tell me about that song.
That is the brand new radio single that's being sent out all across the country. It's a bit of a departure. I won't lie. We had a very strong emphasis on lyrics, which I hate to say it, but seems like more and more, sometimes I hear songs that I think, did they even listen to the words before they recorded this? Or I hear songs in churches that I think, is this a worship song or is this a love song that could be played on pop radio? The lyrics are the most important part of our music. So we had a very, very strong emphasis on finding material for this new album because it's all brand new songs except for one. They wanted us to do one old song. We picked a song the gang had never even recorded before. Turned out great. But the rest of them are all brand new. And we were very specific looking for material that really spoke to us first. Because if it speaks to us, then surely it's going to speak to the audience. And this was a song that wasn't meant for a group like us. Wasn't meant for a male quartet. But the message in the song was so strong that we wanted to find a way. I like to say we chucked it up. And that's what we did. But it talks about how we experience pain and suffering here on earth, and we shed tears of sorrow. And the only the only thing that we'll cry when we get to heaven is holy, holy, holy. And I love it. I hope the folks like it as well. When all I can cry is holy.
I have sat alone and cried to God for mercy. I have asked Him to forgive my mistakes. I have cried out for His healing power, desperately needing His grace. And spirit inside of me longs for the day when all I can cry is holy and fall at my Savior's feet. When all I can see are the wonders of my redemption complete, I'll no longer shed tears of sorrow, for all earthly sadness is gone. When all I can cry is holy, that's how I'll know I'm home. I lift my hands and sing out his praises. He's worthy of all that I can give and more. He's my healer and friend, my redeemer, comforter and almighty Lord. But my worship will always fall hopelessly short until the day that I've been waiting for, when all I can cry is holy and fall at my Savior's feet. When all I can see are the wonders of my redemption complete, I'll no longer shed tears of sorrow, for all earthly sadness is gone. When all I can cry is holy, that's how I'll know I'm home. When all I can cry is holy, that's how I'll know I'm home.
The Chuck Wagon Gang, and When All I Can Cry is Holy, here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. As Mike Snyder used to say, Josh, that's stronger than a garlic milkshake right there now.
All right.
Good
Like-
stuff. Good stuff.
Hey.
Neal?
I got tired of holding. Are we okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I told you to do a while ago. Lean up against something and back
Yeah.
up.
I was trying to find something to put up with. I don't have as much money as you boys.
Oh, now, here. Neal, you talk a while. No pun intended, Scoop, but I just feel like I've hogged this one, and I need to hush for a while. Well, wait a minute. Now I can't hear you. Wait a minute. Here. There we go. Now talk.
You want me to say something?
Yeah.
But
just
I'm
share
the
your
quiet
heart.
guy.
Whatever
I'm
you want.
just
whatever you
Chris's
wanna do.
brother. I don't have really just anything to talk about or to
You know,
around or
always wanted to know.
okay.
I mean, you're sitting here with two future Hall of Famers, and you got nothing to say.
And Josh Garner.
Oh my. Yeah, how'd I say anything after that?
But yeah, that's good stuff. I just wanted to see if you wanted to say anything or ask anything or anything
No,
else.
I'm not just loaded. Oh, okay, I'll say something that once
Okay.
once the Chuck Wagon Gang gets into town Saturday in Fayette, Alabama, and people start coming, they're just going to line up and start giving you one request after the other, after the other, after the other. And so I want to get in the front of that line because happy life, happy wife.
Yes.
And the other way around too. Happy
Yeah.
wife, happy life.
Indeed.
And my wife will have a hissy if y'all don't do the record book Saturday
Ooh.
night. So
Okay.
I don't know if that's a regular now these days, but yeah, if the record book can be sung that night, it will
It
make
actually-
my life better.
It actually fell out of the rotation for a while, but we're bringing it back because people just kept asking for it. So,
Okay.
and here, let me ask you boys a question, since you don't
Okay.
think prepared. Thanks so much. Uh,
I didn't say that.
so you two are the promoters, all right? And this is what I get almost every time we go to a concert, a church, whatever. They come to me and they say, "Now be sure and give us the old stuff. We want the old stuff." And I understand that. I get that. But "I'll Fly Away" was a new song at one time. So, as promoters of this concert, what do you want? Do you want the old stuff and the old stuff only? Or do you want the new stuff? What do you want?
Oh, I definitely want a balance of both, no doubt.
Yeah.
I want to hear
I just
your
want
latest
Chuckwagon
stuff.
Gang music. I don't care if it's
Right.
yesterday or 90 years ago.
Because
Yeah.
we're going to do the hits. That's all there
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. We're
Mhm.
not going to deny it. You got to go with the girl that you brought to the dance, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want people to miss out on some of this new material. And I know it's
Mhm.
hard. Somebody told me not so long ago, they said, "You've been on the wrong side of the microphone too long." And what he meant by that was, I forgot what it's like being that 7-year-old kid going to the concerts and singing at the top of my lungs, driving everybody around me crazy just because I loved that music so much and I wanted to be a part of it. Well, for almost 30 years now, I've been behind the microphone. And sometimes I do forget what it's like. I hate to say to be a fan, but I don't know any other way to say it. So that's one thing that has been very difficult for me. I kind of pride myself in my MC work. I enjoy being an MC. That to me is more fun than being a singer these days. Uh, but I've had a very difficult time with the Chuckwagon Gang finding that balance. You're never going to please everybody all the time,
Right.
but to make sure you give them the hits, definitely. But then, how much of the new stuff are they going to be able to take before they say enough? Or say, "Hey, this is great, give us more." Every audience is different. We know
Oh, yeah.
that.
Sure.
But if I've had a challenge, other than just traveling with women in general, but if challenge with the Chuckwagon Gang, it's been finding that balance, and that's something I work really hard at. And I hope the folks know that, and I hope ultimately they appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I just want to make you happy, and I want you to leave being satisfied. And I know that in Fayette, Alabama, this Saturday night, I'm going to give them my dead level best.
Well, that's good to hear. So, Scoot, it's up to you. You tell Josh what to sing Saturday night, and we'll go with yours.
Don't leave it up to me.
So I don't know. I was checking the comments. We got behind on recognizing some folks, but this came in. This was a while ago when the Bradfords were with us. I don't know if they still are or not, but Rachel said that Avery was currently doing a voice lesson with Shay. So
Yeah,
that worked out well.
yeah.
Also, I want to say hey to Dr. Rachel Shields Taylor. She says hello. Hey to Rachel. Miss Judy Armstrong says good to see y'all again. Always good to see Miss Judy dropping by. And Josh, here's one of the folks that'll be there Saturday night. Billy Shaw says old is always good. So
All
there
right,
you go. There's one vote for you right there.
there you have it.
But let me ask this. So hearing what you just said, I mean, is every Chuckwagon Gang concert going to be different or a little different? Or do y'all have a set list that you go by, or do you just call stuff as you want to?
I'm going to give you a little inside baseball.
Okay.
So I have been with the gang now for 5 years. This February was 5 years for me. Every night, Shay wrote out a program.
Mm-hmm.
She would have the entire first half written out, and I would stick to that as closely as possible. Sometimes things happen, you just got to go a different direction. But in the last couple of months since we came back from Christmas break, the list is still there, but it's not paid attention to as much because we had we'd found ourselves in some circumstances where we were on events that only required 30 minutes from us, something like that. And she'd say, just call it. To me, that's incredibly freeing. I don't like a set list. I know all the big stars do it, and, they sign them at the end of the night and give them away. But I come from the Jim Hamill school. He was my hero when it came to calling a program. I'm not talking about best MC. I mean, he was my favorite, but it's hard to compare him and George because they had such different styles. I know George called a lot of stuff on the fly, but night to night, their program, first half probably about the same for the most part, from what I understand. I wasn't there, so I can't say completely. But Hamill, that was my favorite part of being at a Kingsman concert, was just seeing where he's going next. I could watch him read that audience, and that's something I've tried to learn myself, and I've gotten fairly good at it. I'm not perfect by any means. I've made missteps for sure, but ultimately, and this is something I pray every night before we go on stage. I say, God, give me the songs to sing, the words to say, the voice to do it all, and when and where, and so on and so forth. Because I want to take you on a journey through our concert. I want it to be a roller coaster ride. I want to give you all the stuff you want, and then all of a sudden I want it to twist and do a song like Plans that we have on this new recording, and something that just tears your heart out. And then boom, right back up to the next loop-de-loop with the title cut, something upbeat, get you clapping and all that. That's what goes through my mind. I know some people, they've got a standard program. They go every night and they do the same songs and the same jokes and the same stories. And yeah, I repeat a lot of stuff too. You have to. But my favorite part of doing what we do is trying to take that listener on a journey and always pointing them to Christ. At the end of the day, that's the destination, is Christ. However we get there. And I always ask the Holy Spirit to lead and guide, and He's never failed me yet. I make mistakes, but He's perfect. And you know it when you get back after the end of a program and you hear the stories at the table and the things that people will say to you. That's what makes it worth it.
You mean that?
And that's a good lead in to the next song that I had picked out to play off the new album, which is just a charge. And what y'all do every time both of you sing anywhere, you go spread the gospel.
That's right.
Anything you want to say about that particular song? Or you just want to listen to it?
Whispering Bill Anderson wrote this song with Jerry Salley, our producer, the Grand Ole Opry. Uh-huh. Oldest star, longest tenured star of Grand Ole Opry history. And what a precious thing to become friends with him. And it's a great song.
Let's listen to it, the Chuck Wagon Gang, and go spread the gospel.
He was just a country preacher pronouncing benediction. His message had been simple, a child could understand. He looked out from the pulpit, closed his tattered Bible, said, bow your heads, close your eyes, and take your neighbor's hand. And now go spread the gospel, use as few words as possible. They'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day. Let your life be a beacon, shine your light for Jesus. Go spread the gospel as we leave this place. He said, when you get down to it, it's not that complicated. We're all His disciples, like Peter, James, and Paul. No, we're not great physicians, and we can't feed the masses, but we can tell the world about the man who did it all. And now go spread the They'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day. We can all be a witness to His grace and forgiveness. Go spread the gospel as we leave this place. As few words as possible. They'd rather see a sermon than to hear one any day. Let your life be a beacon, shine your light for Jesus. Go spread the gospel as we leave this place. Go spread the gospel.
The Chuck Wagon Gang, and go spread the gospel here on the Champion Brothers broadcast this evening. Josh Garner and Scoot Chilnut are our guests. Yeah, I noticed you knew. Did you notice the album cover there, Josh? That is the Chat GPT version of y'all's latest album.
Oh, I haven't seen that. That's cute.
It's
That's
funny
all.
when once old people meets new technology and what our minds wondering what it spits out, and I thought that's pretty cool. So, well, I know you got to go, Scoot. I can't thank you enough for dropping in. I didn't know what you had going on, and I feel like me and Josh is just kind of taking over this, and I guess that's all right. But
no, I'm glad you sent me the message. Me and Josh, we don't get to hang out as much anymore since he don't live anywhere close to me in Pensacola. But so it's been good to hang out with all y'all guys tonight, and appreciate you having me on.
And Josh, I know you got to go, but I wanted to play this song, and now I'm going back to when we first started, and you asked me if I'd listened to this album, and I have.
Oh,
And
good.
a few weeks ago, I had to make an unscheduled trip to Foley, Alabama, which is about 5.5 hours from here.
Oh, yeah.
And on that drive down and drive back, I listened to this album about 7 or 8 times, and and I just went sequentially. I guess it's chronological, whatever, in order every time. And every time I got to this last song that I'm gonna play, it just, as a youngins, I don't know if they still say this or not, it just slayed me. And because when I was looking at the track list and seeing it, and I was like, died for.
Yeah.
Is that even grammatically correct? I don't know. But then I listened to the song, and it just hit me right in the heart. And I wanted you to talk about that. Like I say, I know you got to go. If you need to go cut out during this last song, that's great. But I wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed the whole album, but especially that song.
Thank you. That is a very special song. Again, this came from one of the same writers as When All I Can Cry Is Holy. And totally out of left field for the Chuck Wagon Gang, to be honest. We get mixed reactions when people first hear the song. Some people, they get it right away, and then some people are thrown by the direction of it. But once they sit down and absorb the lyrics of this song, this is deep. This is some heavy stuff. And the best thing I know to tell you, we sang this at the National Quartet Convention back in September. And a couple nights after we sang it, a man just randomly caught me in the hall. And he said, "That song you sang died for." He said, "I can't tell you what that's going to do for people like me." And I said, what do you mean, people like you? And he told me how he had struggled with addiction to drugs, specifically methamphetamines, and how while he was in the deepest, darkest pit of his life, he felt completely unloved, completely unworthy, completely forgotten by the world. But a preacher came to him with the gospel and reminded him that God created him for a special purpose and that he loved him so much he sent his one and only son to die for him. And he said that message alone brought me out of that pit of despair to know that there was still somebody that loved me and could make me worthy. And it lines up with the words of this song so beautifully. And I really do believe it's going to take a couple listens for some people, and that's okay. It's a beautiful song just for the musicality of it. But the lyric especially is going to hit home for a lot of folks, and I'm so glad it's already making an impact. And I appreciate you calling it out, Chris. And I do have to run, fellas. I'm on Eastern time, and I've got a real job, unlike some of these gospel singers that sit around all week. But yeah. But let me say, Neal and Chris, thank you for what you do. I've watched your shows before, and next time, I certainly hope that you don't feel the need to bring in a special guest, because no, I love Scooter. He is a brother, and we've had some special times together. So I appreciate this time with you fellas, and I'm really looking forward to Saturday night. Everybody come out and support these fellows. Here's some great gospel music. And I tried to ask this earlier, but I don't think my mic was on. Is there a Jack's anywhere within Fayette?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm happy.
Now, I will say this. If you're looking for the catfish basket, after about 5 days, they slapped up a sign and said sold out, and they haven't had it since. But
That's okay.
I may make a call to Homewood, Alabama, and say, y'all get some fish down here. So it is Lent season after all. So,
Yeah.
But man, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and look forward, Lord willing, to see you Saturday, and just gonna have a time with the Chuck Wagon Gang. So let's play that song from the Chuck Wagon Gang, Died For.
There are days I feel like I just chase the wind, and failing seems like all I ever do. I feel misunderstood, mistaken, forgotten and forsaken, but then I'm reminded of this simple truth. I was died for, crucified for, and I am one that heaven's doors are open wide for. 'Cause when he found me at my worst, well, he chose to love me first, and I am not unworthy anymore. I was died for. Oh, to learn to see myself through mercy's eyes, and realize how great his grace must be. For it's unmerited, his favor, the compassion of a Savior, that he would give his very life for me. I was died for, crucified for, and I am one that heaven's doors are open wide for. 'Cause when he found chose to love me first, and I am not unworthy anymore. I was died for. To know he thought that I was worth the hammer and the nails, and that Calvary was not a waste of time. I remember once again the love that drew salvation's plan. Let me not forget the cross should have been mine. I was died for, crucified for, and I am one that heaven's doors are open wide for. 'Cause when he found me at my worst, well, he chose to love me first, and I am not unworthy anymore. I was died for. I was died for. I was died for.
The Chuck Wagon Gang and Died For. We saved the Are There Any Questions song for last tonight here on the Champion Brothers broadcast. Thanks again to Josh Gardner and even Scoot Shellnut for joining us tonight. That was a trip.
It was. It was. I was just sitting back enjoying it. That's why I didn't know what to say. I was just listening, listening. Mama's a good listener. Hey, Mama.
Hey, Mama.
And I got that trait from her. I just usually sit back and listen.
Yep. Look here, coming in, sliding right there to her vocal lesson. Avery Bradford says, hey, champs.
Hey,
Go back and watch it, Avery. We talked about you a little bit. And Billy Shaw said that shouldn't take but one listen. So
Yep.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
But let's see. Yep. She said that she just talked to Shay. Looking forward to this weekend. Your mama told us that you was having a vocal lesson with her. So that's pretty cool. So I ain't predicting it, but Avery ought to sing a song with him Saturday night. So I should have told Josh, yeah, I don't care what you do as long as you let Avery sing some. So, but yeah, it's been a fun time. Hour and 35 minutes worth of it so far, but
Wow,
I've enjoyed it if nobody else has. So.
Oh yeah, it's been good.
Josh Gardner is, of all the people we've had on, is the one that qualifies as the box of chocolates, because you never know what you're going to get. I mean, when you tune into these things, did you ever think you'd see one guy with a Hulkamania and another guy with a Macho Man Randy Savage shirt on? Probably not, but here we are.
Yep. And
right quick, let's go through, and I'm tired. I'm on vocal rest now, so take us through these singings.
This Saturday night is the night. We've been counting down for a while now. The Chuck Wagon Gang coming to Fayette, Alabama, right there at the Fayette Civic Center, just off Temple Avenue. 6 o'clock we'll get started. Won't cost you a dime to get in. You will have an opportunity to give and support these concerts as we continue to bring back Southern gospel to the West Alabama area where Chris and I grew up. Chosen Witness, Faithful Friends will sing a few, and then we're going to have a night of Chuck Wagon Gang music. It is going to be good. If there's been one that you might ought to get there early, this might be it. And I'm just saying, there ain't but a certain number of seats in that place. So come on and be with us. Tell somebody, bring somebody with you, make them bring somebody with them. I'd just love to just have some people out there in the foyer, just having to stand out there and listen, because the place is full. So this Saturday night, March 7th, Chuck Wagon Gang in Fayette, Alabama. And then the very next week, Saturday the 14th, we have got the Dixie Echoes coming back to the area. The Dixie Echoes are coming to the Belk Community Center, just right down the road there from Fayette, like a little southwest of there, and a nice little venue there, the Belk Community Center. And the Dixie Echoes are going to bring that traditional male true 4-part harmony. You'll get to meet the young man that they just hired as their tenor singer, and I guarantee it'll be good. I mean, I don't care who's gets off the bus or gets off the motorhome when it rolls in. It's always good if the Dixie Echoes are there. So y'all go be with the Dixie Echoes, Bell Community Center. That's March 14th, 1 week from this Saturday night. And then the next week, the 21st, the Blackwood Brothers are coming to the Fayette, Alabama area. Concord Baptist Church is hosting them Saturday night, March 21st. They'll start at 6 o'clock. And hey, Blackwood Brothers, you just sum up Southern Gospel when you say Blackwood Brothers. So go and enjoy and be blessed at Concord. The Chuck Wagon Gang, followed by a week later, the Dixie Echoes, followed by a week later, the Blackwood Brothers. It just don't get no better than that.
I forgot I muted myself. I couldn't agree more. And I'm going to have to apologize to Brother Robert Cobb down at Concord and Brother Ray Nelson, because I'm going to have to miss the Blackwood Brothers singing. But I've got a fairly good excuse, I think. That's when my daughter Megan's getting married. So I'll be providentially hindered that night.
Yeah.
But the wedding's like at 4 in the afternoon. So if we can get it all done and get all the cake and all that packed up, I might slip off back down there for the ending of it. But anyway, but yeah, looking so forward to these next 3 Saturdays in the Fayette, Alabama area with some sure enough good gospel music.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anything else to tell? I think we've only done one of these that's gone longer than this one has, but
I think so. Yeah.
Still good. So.
Been a good one. Yeah, sure has. Just everybody come and be with us.
Yep. Looking forward to it. So thanks again to Josh Gardner and Scoot Shillinup for joining us, and hope to see you at the Fayette Civic Center this Saturday night at 6 o'clock for the Chuck Wagon Gang. And until whenever next time is, y'all have a good one. Good night, everybody.
See you next time.